Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I appreciate you being here with me today. And there is something that we need to discuss. And what is it? Of course, it is Infernoble Nights, which are coming out this upcoming couple weeks with the sneak preview that I believe is in the States, for me at least, I do not believe could be officially held. So we have to wait for the official set release to buy product. Um, but if I don't know if anybody has noticed recently, but if you go on YouTube and you try looking up Infernoble Night stuff, there's a lot of like combo tutorials and stuff like that. But a lot of the testing videos that I've noticed have been a bit outdated from like 2 months ago, roughly. And that kind of bothers me because I'm very much looking forward to this deck. I enjoy some certain type of combo decks. There we go. I can speak English. Now, when we go forward with Rise of the Duelist coming out, this deck is going to be a contender. It has a lot of 1 to 2 card combos, 2 warriors. It's 1 negate and a confiscation hand rip with a pop in hand. So that's pretty good, right? And then there's ways to play around cards like Nibiru. There's a lot of threatening things that this deck has going for it, and it is not to be underestimated. But anyway, I wanted to just show you the Anti-nibiru combo, and then the 2 warrior combo, and then just a cluster of a list that is not tested. This is all by theory, and it will most likely change when Rise of the Duelist comes out and I get the cards in hand. As of right now, I own all of the cards that are needed for the deck currently. But when Rise of the Duelist comes out, I will definitely be purchasing the rest of them when they come out, whatever rarity they might be. So let's just get right into some of the 2 combos that I have for you real quick. There we go. Okay. So I know you got like a little glimpse of the list, but it'll be at the end of the video, I promise. Now, this is the Anti-nibiru combo. I think this is the most important combo for this deck because obviously Nibiru is the most impactful hand trap, and it is probably the go-to choice when people play against combo decks because it's I don't want to say it's like a brain dead hand trap, but like it kind of is, right? Just a board clear on your opponent's turn for anybody who's trying to do a combo. So this specific combo stops that and prevents that. And there's multiple versions of this combo. There could be 3 card combinations. It could be another 2 card combination. But there are ways that the Infernoble Knight deck can play around Nibiru, and I feel like it is definitely worth mentioning that it deck can do it pretty easily. So we're just going to go through these very fast. So we start off with, I'm not going to pronounce their names correctly, Yugioh. Obviously we use his effect, and we send Gearfried. We special Renaud, and then we add back our Gearfried, and we obviously have our 2 warriors, which then will summon. Oh, not Isolde, my bad, I always forget. This combo specifically goes into, I would say Lancelot, but it's not Lancelot, the Noble Knight Synchro. We've had this for a while now, and its price has gone up. I believe this combo would be the reason for the price jump, because it is actually needed for this. When it's Synchro summoned, you can add an Noble Knight or Noble Arms equip and equip it to something on the field. So you can equip our new equip spell coming out of Rise of the Duelist straight to it. This equip spell, we can send itself to the graveyard to search. So we send to add the new Astolfo. For anybody who knows, what's it called? Keeps up with the Fate franchise. We all know Astolfo. Yeah, he's a bit of a trap. So anyway, besides the point. So we add Astolfo, very good extender for the deck. Very generic, level 1 extender, very good. And I think it being level 1 might come up when the deck actually comes out, and that will be in future deck lists that I might look into. But then we special summon the Gearfried because we have the equip spell engrave, and this would be our 4th summon, and then we can use Yugioh's second effect to equip itself to the Gearfried, which then gives us a monster negate, thus letting the Nibiru not have any time to activate during the rest of the combo. Now Astolfo can go through, and then we can go right into Isolde, and then Isolde will add, for the first effect, which is very relevant, it'll add our Super Quantum Red Layer, which is a very good fire warrior that does not hinder any of the combos. It is self-sufficient because of its effect is actually relevant in my opinion. And it is level 5, which is also very relevant, and you'll see in a moment. After that, we can then use Isolde by sending Smokenator the Thief and Divine Sword Phoenix Blade to summon the 6 Samurai Gemba. Now, Gemba is being played because it is the only Fire Warrior tuner level 2. I don't really know if I prefer Gemba. I might switch Gemba out for TG Striker because the effect of TG Striker is actually just very good. And it would come up more in a realistic scenario between a duel. But again, this is all just for test hand purposes. In a perfect world, you would want the Fire Warrior. So after this, we are going to go into Link Cross because this card is very fair, as every Yu-Gi-Oh player has known Yu-Gi-Oh for the past like 6 months. We are going to synchro the Gemba and one of the tokens for our Martial Metal Marcher, that tongue twister of a card, and then we are going to go into Tatsunoko with the other token and the revived backed Gemba. Now we are going to synchro Tatsunoko and the red layer, and that is going to go into Borrowed Savage Dragon. And then equip the Isolde, so we have 2 negates now. And then we're going to link Cross and Marcher into Needle Fiber because our Metal Marcher is a tuner. Oh, hit fast forward by accident. So our Needle Fiber is going to get Synchron, or Hockey Fiber X is going to summon Jet Synchron. I moved this up here because I just misclicked. There's no reason to put that there. But it doesn't matter even if this is here. We have space. So we summon 3 tokens. Again, we can have the Savage still here. It'll be fine. And then we tribute off the 1 token and the Auroradon for O-Line. We synchro off the 1 token and the O-Lion for Roland, which his effect will trigger. To then, during the end phase, you will add a warrior and add an equip spell, I believe, which just gets more advantage at the end phase of the turn, just more value. And then we are going to banish 2 warriors for Phoenix Blade. Summon back our Jet Synchron, synchro the Jet Synchron and the final token of Auroradon for Herald, and then synchro Herald and our Roland for the Charlemagne, because Roland is a tuner. And then we can use the Herald if you do decide to play. For any combo decks that might play this, you can add Saravis to your hand. If you choose not to play it, it's completely fine. It's just something I wanted to show that is worth mentioning. During the end phase now, this is where the rest of the cards trigger, but even without going to the end phase, you can see you have 2 negates and the Charlemagne, and I'll explain why Charlemagne is relevant. So he's going to send an equip to equip from deck. He's going to then equip from graveyard, and then his other effect is going to activate to destroy the Smokenator the Thief, to then rip a card out of your opponent's hand. So you have 1 rip. You've added. The Roland is then going to trigger to then add a warrior and send an equip, like I said, and then and that's the board pretty much. You get 1 interruption for the Charlemagne, you get the 1 interruption for the Savage Dragon, and then you get 1 interruption from the Gearfried. And the Charlemagne interruption is facilitated by the Roland in the graveyard that can re-equip to the Charlemagne during the main phase. So that's 3 interruptions for 2 cards, and plays around Nibiru, and rips a card. So I mean, that's like okay, I guess it's like about like Yu-Gi-Oh standards, right? But then I wanted to show you the more generic combo. That is any 2 warriors. Any 2 warriors can do this combo. It does not matter what it is. You can play Phantom Nightshade Brigadier, you can play Fire Flint Lady, you can play either Neospace Connector or Sublimation Knight, you can play Marauding Captain for all I care. But any 2 warriors will do this combo. So your Sublimation Knight is the one I just used. I decided to add Roland here. It does not matter. It's just a option that you can play. We do not do the Tatsunoko play for this combo, so this can be a extender for the following turn, or whatever you would like it to be. So then we're going to send 1 for Renaud, and then Renaud is going to add back the Durendal that we sent off the Isolde. Activate the, the Durendal to add Oliver, or Oliver, whatever you want to pronounce it. Link off into Link Cross again. We're always doing this. And keep in mind, he is a tuner, so then we can use Hockey Fiber X to summon our O-Line directly from the deck. Sync our O-Line for Marcher. Summon back our Oliver, so he is now going to be a level 4, not a level 1 anymore. And we get our token off O-Line. We're going to synchro for, again, our Roland. And then we get our advantage play in the end phase. And then we're going to link those into our Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon. Get 3 tokens back. Synchro into our Savage. Equip back the Isolde. excuse me. Synchro, the 3 and the token for Stardust Charge Warrior. This would be changed out for a Coral Dragon. I believe Coral Dragon is the better card in this scenario. But yeah, just giving you the heads up because either way, this would be considered a tuner because of Martial Metal Marcher's effect. My English is terrible. Yeah, so this just gets you a draw. Either way, I like Coral Dragon better because I think that the first effect is more relevant if discarding to destroy a card. But it's just something worth mentioning again. So we get our draw, which even if it's Coral Dragon, you would still get the draw. And then you synchro for your Charlemagne. And then during the end phase, our Roland will trigger to send a equip spell and add a warrior, so we get another run out for next turn. And then our Charlemagne will activate to then equip the Smoke Grenade of the Thief, and then to equip Oliver, and then to destroy the Smoke Grenade. So now you have the Charlemagne, and then obviously the all of the smaller Infernoble Knights have the effect when they're equipped to either not be destroyed by battle, targeted by card effects, or destroyed by card effects, which is all very, very helpful. They all can come up in different scenarios. Like if you keep the one of them is destroyed by card effects. Targeted. Which one is destroyed by card effects? I can't look right now, but I'll look in a minute. But yeah, so for any 2 warriors, this is the board that it'll end on. Again, this is a rip 1. This is a disruption on your opponent's turn. This is the second disruption on your opponent's turn with the Savage. You have a pop and negate a follow-up for the following turn, and you draw a card. So, I mean, again, for any 2 warriors, I would say that's pretty good. This is quite scary. And again, this is I'm keeping this very basic. There is multiple 3-card variations. I could possibly play around Nibiru involving Gearfried if you open with it and stuff like that. But this is just in a perfect world, I could say. And this is not playing through any types of hand traps. But again, this deck is full of extenders. There's so many different extenders that you can play. So keep that in mind when you're going forward. So then I'm going to go to the kind of like a rough draft deck list I threw together, which is this concoction that I made. So the thing with the Noble Knight deck is that there's a lot of cards that you want to play that seem really good in theory, but I think to be able to make cuts to the deck, I'm going to have to test it out and see what doesn't work well, what does work well. So the way I have this broken down into, if you cannot tell already, I have here 10 hand traps lined up. I have 2 Ash Blossoms because I don't want to draw 2 of them ever. I have 3 Phantasme. This is because it can unbrick me for the 5 bricks that I play in this deck. I play the 2 Ghost Ogre because the Numeron cards that just came out, I do not want to get blown out by that. And that also goes along with the Infinite Permanence, which right now, I believe in this specific format where Numerons have just come out, I believe Permanence is probably the best hand trap, I would say, because it can stop whatever they're doing. It can stop the S0 play. And then, so that's the 10 hand traps. And then following up with the bricks, I would say bricks of the deck is the 1 Squeak Knight for the Sublimation Knight. The 1, I'm going to classify this as the level 2 Warrior Tuner. Again, I would probably prefer to play TG Striker because this effect can actually come up, and it being a Fire Warrior is not dependent in the combo. So in going second, TG Striker could at least be an extender for a play going into a board if you're trying to play playing through stuff, I mean. And then for the normal tuner package of the standard Auroradon combos, we have double O-Line because it strictly needs to be summoned from the deck from Auroradon. We have the 1 Jet Synchron, and this is not for 1-card combos. The deck should be doing that already, doing its own warrior combos already, so we don't go like Jet Synchron and the Winkribo into that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm sure I could fit it in here, but I think then the extra deck would be very too tight and not be able to play a longer game in case we get stuffed. I play 1 Gearfried for now. I do want to bump this up more because this is the card that plays through the hand traps, and if you open it, it could be very detrimental to protecting your Isolde and your whole field. So I do want to try to fit more of him in here, but for now, he is a card that you can brick on realistically, and you want to be able to play as much as possible. We also play 3 Fire Flint Lady. I think this card is absolutely ridiculous. This is probably the best warrior support that we could have asked for a deck like this. It being a Fire Warrior, special summons itself is good enough, but the fact that it's level 1 is very relevant because there's cards that want to mess with it, like I said. And then there is the fact that it contributes itself off to summon a warrior from your hand, which Aqua Dolphin and Sublimation Light can both be triggered through that means, or even Olga to send from deck to grave. So these 3 are probably your prime targets. It's just super good. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like the perfect extender that you ever wanted. And then following that, I also have the Astolfos. I play 3 of it because again it's just a very generic extender. You can summon it very easily. Because you can banish them with the hand too. So if you open up dead warrior cards, you can banish something from the hand and still summon the Astolfo and try to go do his hold. And yeah, it's just super, super good, and it also gives you some recurring plays for the future of the game in a lengthy game. And then we play 3 Yugioh. He's in here again for the Anti-nibiru combo. I believe it's the best combo that can pump out. So I want to try to, like, when you build a deck, you want to facilitate it around like what you want the deck to do, and I'm most likely going to lean towards trying to do that specific combo. So playing 3 of him sounds like the most logical sense in my head, but again, through testing, through theory crafting with this deck more, I am going to update all of these things. I decided to play 2 Oliver because he is not very good to draw because he is not a extender. He is and he isn't because you want him used later in the combo. But yeah, he's still a very, very good, strong card, very good. Obviously a part of all the combos, and he's definitely a mandatory card to play. And he has one of the best equipped effects, one of the best ones. And then we play 3 Renaud. Again, this is all recursion. Like a lot of this deck can recur. So Renaud, when it's summoned, can add something back. And again, it's an extender. Like all these cards are just extenders. It's like it's crazy thinking about that. Like every single card, I feel like I'm like saying, I'm just like, oh, it's an extender. This is also an extender. This is also an extender, and like that should give you like a good perception of why you don't have to play some of the bad cards like Marauding Captain or the Phantom Knight's Trap and worrying about permanents and stuff. Like it's just the deck just flows very nicely. And then, so that's all for the Infernal Noble Knight monsters, like in that little package. That's what I would consider it. After that, we have the like generic Fire Warrior or just Warrior extenders, starters, etc., etc. So we have 3 Neospace Connector for our double Aqua Dolphin. I don't mind drawing Aqua Dolphin. I think it's just a fine card to draw, especially if something like Fire Flint Lady, Astolfo with another Fire Warrior in hand, or Red Layer, so you can still get the hand trap out of the way. That's why I think this deck can play through a lot of hand traps very well, and I think Aqua Dolphin does a pristine job of doing it. And then we have the 3 Sublimation Knight again, go along with the Squeak Knight. There's not really much explanation here. And then we have the 3 Red Layer, which I believe is the best first summon that you can possibly do in this deck because it's just so free, and there's nothing you have to dedicate for it. So that's going to wrap it up for the monsters, and then with these spells, we have the 3 Durendo. This card is crazy. It's literally just a search, and it could also be a Monster Reborn, but that affects like mediocre because the restriction's quite harsh. Then we also play the 1, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, Joyous, whatever. But yeah, this is a very, very good card because it's more recursion. But it also is another name for Resolve, and I feel like that's very, very relevant. We play the 1 Divine Sword for discard fodder for whether it be Jet Synchron. I think that's just good enough on its own. We play the 1 Moving Fossil just for an equip extender, so we don't want it to be dead. The 1 Smokeade of the Thief because Charlemagne can keep recurring it and summoning it, and equipping it and destroying it, so that you can keep constantly ripping cards out of your opponent's hand. We're playing a combo deck, so 3 Call by the Grave. I feel like that's standard. Again, this is for the Anti-nibiru combo. You can add Ceravis, or this helps plays around cards like Impermanence and Veiler. So it is helpful. I'm not going to say it's the best thing to play in a combo deck, but because sometimes you can brick on it, but I mean, hey, it's searchable off Herald, and it is a free search in that regard, and we try to make it so you play cards that if you draw them, they're not the worst thing ever, and they actually serve a purpose. We play 3 Glory at the moment, because I feel like this card, it's just a searcher, right? Like, you activate it, you just search, you equip it to anything with Durendo, and then Durendo can search anything, and that could be an extender that you need to do your combo. And then that also goes along with 3 Glory, which is literally just a reinforcement of the army, along with the actual reinforcement of the army. So might as well be 4 of them. Yeah, it's super consistent. Like, that's the best way I could describe it. This deck has like 9 rotas now. And I think that's the most frightening part about it, and not really talked about. Like, I feel like people come on this platform a lot, they show the combos, and they're just like, oh yeah, this is super, super good, keep an eye out, but they don't explain why. And like, this is it kind of reminds me of, I don't want to say it reminds me of Goki, because the ceiling is nowhere near as high, right? But Goki was like an absurd deck. That was just like actually absurd. This is a more, I don't want to say fair, because the combo is still ridiculous and consistent, but it is definitely good, like very, very, very good, like, and consistent, because even Goki didn't have 9 rotas. That's crazy. So yeah, I mean, that's like the best way I could put it. Like, consistency is key in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, especially when you're going for a lengthier tournament. You're playing multiple rounds. You need a deck that can do these types of things. And when you have cards like the 1 Rhoda, the 3 Glory, the 3 Heritage, the 3 Glory, and 3 Durandals, hey man, you're gonna be drawing. Your hand can be crafted in almost anything you want. So yeah, that's gonna do it for the main deck for now. And then for the extra deck, we play this is right now, we play the 1 Savage Dragon. Again, I switched out the Stardust Charge Warrior from the combo for Coral Dragon because it just makes more sense realistically. This is going to come up more to destroy something. We play the 1 Herald, obviously, the 1 Lancelot, we play the 1 Charlemagne, the 1 Roland, the 1 Martial Metal Marcher, the 1 Tsuchinoko, 1 Access Code Talker for lethal plays, 1 Healthy Fibrax to get to the Access Code Talker for the lethal plays, or sorry, 2 Healthy Fibrax. 2 Isolde, 1 Windcross, and 1 Auroradon. So I decided for now, again, to play 2 and 2 of these starters. I feel like that's a good number to stick around to because I feel like that's where the hand traps are going to come down the most. So we need more ways to get back into them and try to get our plays going. So that's my logic for playing it. Again, all of this is subject to change with testing and how the meta shakes up with Rise of the Duelists coming out, because then we also get the Drachma cards, or their name was changed, but whatever they're called. You guys know what I mean. So yeah, there's definitely going to be changes. It's going to be new. The meta is going to be super mixed up, but we have to try to... Oh, there goes my dueling book. But yeah, we have to adapt to the upcoming meta, whatever it is. Like I said, I'm going to be playing this deck in real life. I'm also going to have dinosaurs in real life. I have definitely taken a huge liking to that deck. But yeah, this is going to be my super main combo deck. I really, really like the way this plays. I like the way it looks. Everything feels so clean and smooth. And I would recommend for you to play it if you have the opportunity to. But anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy this Infernal Light discussion, combo video, and deck profile, whatever you want to call it. Just a nice topic to talk about for the upcoming meta. And yeah, if you guys want to help me support the channel, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe. I like to dream big. I would love to get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you could do that, that'd be a huge thumbs up, and I would appreciate it. And feel free to comment down below any type of content that you want me to make. Any decks you want me to look over. I was even thinking about doing something that I believe a lot of other card games and people on YouTube do, which was the deck doctors. I feel like I can look at the deck, and if I can get your perception of a deck and know exactly what you're going for in the deck, I feel like I could add a very nice amount of knowledge into that setting, into whatever you're trying to do. I feel like I'm very versatile, and I've played this game a long time, and I know a huge card pool, and I feel like that's a huge part of the deck, or of the game. But yeah, so if you guys did enjoy, feel free to subscribe, like, and comment anything else you want me to do. But other than that, guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and you enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you next time.